my boobers, and welcome back to Divine Madness, the YouTube book club channel. My name is Shelly Mitchell, and I am the author and owner of Divine Madness. I don't know what else to say about that. You all are familiar with me who have tuned in for several segments. And for those of you who are new, hey! This is me. I'm just trying out a new scenery. I've had the same background since we started in early March, and I thought it's a beautiful day. I have not been outside today, so I'm sitting on my patio here on the second floor of my neighborhood, and it's gorgeous. So welcome home. Welcome to Chalet's Cafe. And with that introduction, I'm going to veer off a little bit today instead of talking about the book. You know, we recently went into the chapter of Destiny, and hopefully you will check out last week's segment where I introduced my son again, and we talked about his version of Destiny and how Destiny has brought him to this moment in life. It is a very tender moment. It is a very heartfelt composition. And you know, plug in for my son, and I hope you tune in. My neighbor in the background. This is completely uncut and spontaneous, but that's how I live my life sometimes. And I'm cool with being me. So, in the background I have Alicia Keys playing, and it's Superwoman, and it's one of my favorite tracks. And it just, it's my strength. It is my mantra. You know, it's my superhero song. Like, if I were to enter a room, what would I want in the background? And it's this very soundtrack here. And I think she did very well composing how vulnerable we are, how tender we are, how broken we are, how sensitive we are, how we cry, but how we also get up and put our boots on while we're crying. And it's okay to be weak. It's okay to be weak. And I love it. I love it. And so that's my intro for today, to say I'm sitting in a place of destiny. I'm not completely fulfilled, but there's a fulfillment in my soul where I'm no longer living in a space of fear, but I'm living to exist in the power and the love and the sound mind that Christ has promised us and who gave his life for us. And so when I become consumed, or I feel fear trying to shroud me, that's when I just get agitated, and even more so today. And fear is trying to shroud me again and trying to put me in a place where I feel intimidated or of lesser value, of weakness. And so I've decided to kick back. I've decided to fight back. And so, hey, even when I'm a mess, I still pull on my vest with an S on my chest. Oh yes, I'm a superwoman. And so guess what? I'm holding another bake sale. Woohoo! Yes! I was getting scared. I was thinking that my baking wasn't good enough, and what if people don't come, and you know, what if I don't do as well as I did the last time? But who cares? Who cares? I won't find out unless I do it. So I'm going to do it. I can't keep saying for you, what are you going to do? And then I do nothing. I'm going to sit in my apartment thinking of things that I can bake when I can try and host another bake sale and find out if people really like it. Duh. Come on now, Shelly. So, thank you for listening. Thank you for allowing me this channel, this satellite space, just to vent and to encourage. But I'm hosting another bake sale. The last bake sale I hosted was over a month ago, and what I stood on was 2 Kings chapter 17 with the widow who went to the prophet, and she said the debtors are coming to take my sons. And she was going to the prophet and saying, well, what do I do? And the prophet said, well, what do you have in your house? And she said, I don't have anything. But I do have some oil and some flour. And the prophet looked at her like, then you have something. And you have the gift right in your hands. Go bake me some bread. Put that stuff together. Create something. And then after you've made it, come and give me a cake. And after that, you go on your way and you start creating. And she did just that. She did exactly as the prophet suggested to her, as spoken by the word of God. And she brought him a cake first. And then she continued to put together her oil and her flour, and it never ended. It never ceased. In fact, she has so much in abundance that not only was she able to take care of her two sons, her household, and her house and her two sons, but she was able to take care of her household. So to me, that says that she was able to expand her territory with what she trusted God with. Instead of saying, oh, I have flour and I have oil, but I don't know if that's going to be good enough. What if people don't like it? What if no one comes? You don't know until you put it together. And so I'm going to put together my flour, my oil, my sugar, my extracts, my love, my passion that I have for baking. And even before my son left, he said, Mom, why don't you just bake? When you get frustrated or things just aggravate you, why don't you go to your happy place and just get in the kitchen and bake? And he was absolutely right. And I was like, that's a great idea. So I baked several times and created a couple of compositions that I'm really quite proud of. And so this bake sale is going to be a little more simple. Okay, I'm only going to host carrot cake, chocolate cake, and these delicious cheesecake cupcakes. They are the bomb. So the slices are going to be a lot larger because I've heard from responses from the last time, not that the baked goods were not good, but that the slices needed to be larger. So the slices will be larger, and I'm going to create these two cheesecake cupcakes, which will come in pairs. And I received many accolades and requests for my ginger lemonade. It is the bomb. I promise you it is. It's good. I'm not kidding. And people wanted even larger sizes, so I'm going to do just the 3 baked goods and ginger lemonade. I will host it rain or shine because it's nothing for me to package it and walk out in the rain and deliver it to someone's car. I have natural hair. I don't have anything to worry about. And so I'm just going to trust me. I'm going to trust God. And I still have this debt hanging over my head that I promised the Lord and myself and this school administration that I was going to pay it. So thank you all for your support. Thank you those who shared my baked goods and my company with other people. The name of my bake company is The Sweetness, and it's just a special kind of ordinary. It's, nothing fancy. It's just a lot of good food, a lot of good ingredients put together with loving care. Okay? So welcome to The Sweetness. My bake sale will be this Saturday. I don't know what the date is. So Destiny, please post that on the screen. I don't know what this Saturday's date is, but it will be from 1 to 3. And if you'd like to pre-order, please do. I will have ginger lemonade, carrot cake, slices, chocolate cake, slices, and cupcake cheesecakes. Those will come in pairs. And I'll package everything sweet and nice, and I'll have cups with straws for ginger lemonade. And everything per item will be $5. So thank you so much for tuning in to Divine Madness. Additionally, you know what I've been doing? I've been trusting God, and I've been knocking on doors. I asked Him for innovative ideas, creative ideas on what to do, because I have things and aspirations. So for my book, I go and knock on doors, and I introduce my book to tell my story, and people buy my book. So I hope that they also will begin to comment on our channel. I thank you. I probably say I thank you a lot, but I really do thank you. This is a stretch for me, to say the least. But I want you all to know as much as possible that God really is able. He really does want us to live in a life of abundance. He really does want us to be the head and not the tail. He wants us to be the borrower and not the lender. He wants us to live with a sound mind, with power and of love. And we can't do that if we're shrouded in fear. And the best way to face your fears is to face your fears. Just stand up to them. Sometimes they'll knock you down, and it's okay. You bruise, but you get back up. I have a lot of bruises, but you get back up, and you become stronger. You face the giant, and you become stronger and stronger, because while you're facing the fear, you're also learning the weaknesses of fear. You know how to do a sneak attack, and you also know how to circumvent, and you also know how to strategize, and also how to manipulate. Sometimes you just have to turn the game back on the enemy, okay? So, thank you. Welcome to the sweetness. Thank you for tuning in to Divine Madness, the YouTube book club channel. And I will pick up with the book next week for those who are following. And, you know, as we get into Destiny, Sonia's life parallels with mine now, years later. It's just that she is so overcome with the love of the Lord that she is forcefully propelled and compelled to move into the things that He says for her and not what the world has tried to circumvent her with. Okay? So God bless you. My name is Shelly, and my bake sale is this Saturday. My bake company is The Sweetness, which is a special kind of ordinary. And my book is Divine Madness. It's $15. You're welcome to order it. But if not, just talk to me on the comment channel and let me know how you're doing. Let me know how you're working your gift. And what are you going to do with it? What are you doing with your gift?